Boom. All right. So you should show up somewhere on the screen that we're recording. So here goes.
Oh, that's
Awesome.
awesome. Well, hey everybody, it's Dr. Jeff. I'm here with my good friend Alan and my other good friend, and you guys are both my patients, which is awesome. Natalie. Now, Natalie is a personal trainer, and she's been doing some awesome at-home workouts, and I wanted to have her jump on so she could show you guys kind of what she does and maybe show you a quick workout or something to that effect. So Natalie, if you want to introduce yourself and kind of tell people what you do, that'd be awesome.
Sure. Well, thanks for the introduction. My name's Natalie, and I have a little personal training company called Ironbuddhafitness, and we're currently kind of, I don't want to say merging, but we're also kind of branching out into the obvious live training, which is totally appropriate for not only, moving into the future, but also due to the COVID-19. So everybody's at home, we're trying to stay healthy with what we're doing as far as, a world. And, obviously the physical component is important for living. So we want to make sure that we're maximizing that, with what you guys do with prevention, and then also with exercise as another preventative tool. So we're doing the live fitness through remote live coach, and so that's kind of a new company that we're working with. And I say we're, my buddy Josh is helping make that happen. So
That's
him and
awesome.
I are kind of spearheading that, and in what we do as far as personal training through virtual setting. So,
Awesome. Do you do it for individuals? Is it for a group, or is it kind of whatever? Or how does that work?
For both. For right now, we're focusing on just the one-on-one. So I've been actually getting more positive feedback than I thought, just because, because of the one-on-one and because it's live. That's the key point. You're not just watching a video, you're making those corrections, right now, as I would if I were with them, with that individual, right there with them anyway. So it works, is what I'm saying.
Awesome. So you watch them work out, you can see their form and critique their form and stuff like that?
Yeah. And I guess the style of training that I do is also, I would say, I enjoy it because I think it's effective for that individual. So say you're doing, like, if you're working with, and I don't want to make comparisons because you guys have gone through more school than I have, but, with your patients, it's different for everybody. You're, working with the body and making those things, and that's how make you get them better, is that individual part. It's not just a one, cookie cutter thing for everybody, even for that day. So what I do with sort of more intuitive training, I'm looking at what am I working with now at this moment, and how can I maximize it and make it work more efficiently, and just bring in better health for that day. Whether, I can preach about personal training all day, but yeah, the one-on-one I think is great because it's specialized to each person.
That's awesome. So I had another question, if you don't mind. What do people need to be able to work out? Do they have to have dumbbells? Do they, how do they work out? Like, they have to buy their own weights, or?
I mean, I'm a huge fan of strength training. So if it is just body weight, that's awesome. So basically using your environment for whatever you have. So if there's like a couch, you're doing dips, this chair, you can turn into, your favorite WWF hero, and you're doing, whatever you want, so within reason, obviously, with common sense, but have fun with it. So, say you're watching something and, you think it's funny, why not try it in a safe way? Like doing like an overhead press with the chair, or doing a step up on the chair, or doing a I like doing side planks with the hip adduction on the chair, or you're you're elevating your legs, you're using this instead, this is no longer a chair. This is a weight. This is a, a curl. You can, some people can curl that with their biceps, you're basically looking at it and just getting creative and having fun, but you do have to know what you're doing, obviously. so you don't hurt yourself and you're using the right muscle groups. And that's where I come in to say, hey, this is how you use this tool, and this is because of the function. So you're looking at form and function, and then you're just having fun, and the world is your oyster at that point.
That's awesome. Alan, do you have any questions? Sorry, we haven't really introduced you here, but maybe if you want to say hi and who you are, and if you have any questions for Natalie.
Yeah, absolutely. Not a problem. I've been told I need to be patient, so I'm working on it.
Sorry, I'm vlogging it.
No, not at all. Not at all. This is fun. So my name is Alan. I've been doing mostly business consulting for the entirety of 26 years, manufacturing hard goods, solid materials, end-to-end production. And then, of course, because of the advent of our current state of affairs and technology, software stack gets built on top of that. So when it comes to really focusing in on businesses, I try to put together a pretty comprehensive profile for everybody's UVP, or unique value proposition. Most of the time that's understanding the clients on the one side and then creating that special or unique marketing on the other. So once you can meet that in the middle, then you've got a pretty good marriage of fitness for fitment when it comes to catering to your audience, catering to your cross section and the proper group that you're trying to work with. And it takes some doing. So most of my questions, though, probably would focus around the marketing and then targeting your specific audiences. So who that demographic might look like, and what how you really cater to them, how you really speak to them. So, as it pertains to that, Natalie, do you have maybe a current preference or a profile for your clients right now? Or is there maybe an aspirational target that you're trying to reach or accomplish?
Sure. I would say I really enjoy working with athletes in particular because they're generally self-motivated. They see results pretty quickly, and they're going to be consistent because they have those goals for themselves already and they're pretty well defined. But I really like working with people who haven't ever lifted before because they really see the full body transformation if they're serious. And I think it's really a special thing when you see somebody, and they did it. I didn't do it. I just kind of helped, plant a few seeds along the way, and you see that empowerment, and then we're confident in all those things that come along with that physical transformation is obviously turns into, I wish there were a better word to define it, because it's not just physical and it's just not just emotional health and all these things. It's just that well-being, and they just look better, and that shows. So I like working with people, again, that they're contacting me for a reason. So even if they may say that they don't want to do this. They may say that they don't want to lose 50 pounds when they need to lose 50 pounds. They may say they just want to lose 5 pounds or 10 pounds. But, the reality is they probably do want to lose more, but they just don't think that they can. So it's my job to actually kind of massage that situation and kind of show them that they can do that. So I do like to work with anybody, but I know who I don't want to work with, I guess, now is people with a horrible attitude.
Mm. I agree.
I couldn't agree more. No, that's fantastic. So it does actually sound like, Natalie, that you do have a favored or a kind of apex client profile, somebody that you really like to work with. And, you actually brought up something that's really interesting. Jeff, maybe you could jump in too, but it's not maybe the public kind of body shaming, but it's like the self-deprecating body shaming, right? So somebody wants to lose 20, 30, 40, 50 pounds, but they'll say, oh, I just want to go for maybe like 5 or 10. I want to be a healthy weight. So as a professional trainer, what do you attribute that to?
Well, I don't know. I think they just don't think that they can because they've failed I don't know, I'm the whole, I'm obsessed with like fail forward, blah, blah, blah. Just, it's the 1,000th thing that we're not like number one or, all that stuff. But they don't realize that it's possible, that they can achieve whatever physical transformation that they want if they put in the hard work and the sacrifice, and they just do the work and keep it simple. um, but it's that sense of urgency and that drive, that mental component, that's going to get them there, not the slow roller. I mean, very rarely. I've seen it once before, but it's generally the person that's got the fire under their ass, like working through. I don't want to say right now because it's not good to work out when you're sick, obviously. It's never good to work out when you're sick, but it's those people that kind of suffer a little bit to get there. That's going to make it sweeter in the end. So they're willing to sacrifice the now for the delayed gratification.
Yeah, absolutely. And speaking of which, as I guess as kind of simple and basic as this might be, right? Visually and maybe from a yeah, visually, right? That's what shows results. What have you found that works when it comes to your marketing or maybe kind of branding what you do, so that your prospective clients can see like, hey, that's who I want to work with, or that's the type of training that I want to receive myself.
As far as the nutrition part, or as far as what part? I'm sorry.
Marketing, yeah. So how,
Oh,
how are we showing that to your prospective demographic of clients?
I'm probably missing a lot of that, um, honestly, because I simply have not cared about the marketing part as much, and I haven't really taken it that seriously, um, because I just didn't care. And I was very, very stubborn when I started my business, very stubborn. And I'm like, I don't need this and that. I don't need to do online. What is that? This is not what I signed up for. I signed up for, this sliver of thing that, you know, I like to see people, like I like to help people. Like I'm doing this, nothing else matters. But in reality, it kind of does. So I've only kind of thrown things on the dartboard and see what's stuck and see what's worked, and just treated it as like more of a, I don't want to say an experiment because that's not the truth, but only sticking with things that really make sense in the most frugal way possible. Um, but I definitely would say I'm lacking in that, in the marketing part. I just only, I'm lucky to have a broadcast journalism background where, my normal personality, I don't want to say normal, I run very mellow and I'm pretty quiet otherwise. But if I'm like jacked up and super excited about something, I want to talk about it and share it. And so I try to pull my personality into what I'm talking about, if it's, and then kind of using that as marketing. But other than that, I definitely need more, probably more analytics and numbers based statistics to back up what I'm trying to talk about.
Wow, fantastic. And please don't, I mean, don't take it as a negative. It's actually a good problem to have, because if you are doing very well, and part of kind of the magic when you look at people who do well and people who others gravitate toward, and you ask them, they're like, well, there's nothing special about it. I just do what I enjoy, or I do what I'm good at, and I do what I'm passionate about, and then lots of people flock to them. It's a good problem to have.
I hope,
That
maybe.
absolutely is. So,
And you definitely have it dialed down. Your stuff is awesome. I've watched your
Thanks.
workouts. I know what you
Thank
do.
you.
Yeah, no worries. I mean, it's awesome stuff, and that's why I wanted to share it with people too. So
Thanks.
that's something I have to work on. I mean, it's like I feel like I'm a great chiropractor too. Obviously, you guys have tried my adjustments. I've never
Yeah, you
experienced one.
absolutely are. Yeah.
Thank you. But it's like it doesn't really matter if they don't know who you are, because you got to go out there and meet them. And Alan's an expert on that. I'm learning.
No, not an expert. I happen to be a geek slash nerd, and then
Huh.
somebody who's curious about things that most humans don't naturally care about. So taking the numbers and kind of replicating that and being able to scale it and grow it has really paid dividends for myself and then my clients and then my associates and colleagues. But the nice thing is, what you guys do in your individual specialties, that's special. That's unique, right? What I do is you put that framework around it, and you can help it scale and grow so that you're not killing yourself and working yourself to death, right? So, as an example, like Jeff, you have maybe on a really busy day, maybe 10 to 12 adjustments, like max, before you're like, this is I'm done, right? And then realistically, right, if you grow to a point where you have unlimited patience, how many of those can you do 7 days a week, and for how long, right? And that is the organic question. And for everybody, there's that finite physical and mental limit. So being able to scale that is kind of like the next steps, or the planning steps that come after it. So all in good time. That's why we have different segments and kind of different specialties to work on. So it's fun.
And it's fun when you can share and talk to other people and, combine your efforts and stuff.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Cool. Well, is there anything else that you wanted to let anybody know about, Natalie? How can people get a hold of you, or how can they contact you?
Well, they can email me or call me. It's fine. My email is ironbuddhafitness@gmail.com. My website is ironbuddhaseattle.com, and it's IRONBUDDHA. And go ahead and follow the workouts on Instagram, or whatever you feel like doing. But I'm excited about the next steps as far as live training goes, with Remote Fit Coach and seeing what pans out there. And I'm trying to, push a little more content out there. So be excited about more at-home workouts and, other workouts that involve weights, calisthenics. So that's your body weight stuff. And there's some crazy stuff out there. So just make sure that you're staying safe in whatever you're watching and whatever that you're doing. Just be aggressive in your training. So if you see somebody doing something crazy, of course you can do it, but just make sure that you're not going to throw out your shoulder, your neck, or your back doing it.
Absolutely.
And if you do, there's always Jeff. So it's a
There we
two-part
go.
process.
There we go.
Yeah, call me. I'd love to help you.
Problem solved.
Thank you so much. And then, no, it's good. Jeff, how about you? Anything to add?
Well, if anybody needs an adjustment and they're in pain or they want to feel better, call me too. My office is Mercer Island Chiropractic. My phone number is 206-551-5333. That's 551 Jeff. I make it really easy for you.
Well,
one thing, Natalie, I have to share too. I love the fact that your company's name is Buddha, because my birthday is actually April 8th, which is the same day as Buddha. So I have a special connection.
Oh, I didn't realize that. And
yeah,
I had
only
no idea.
only a nerd knows all the people that have the same birthday as you do, right?
What's all of our signs, guys? Let's figure it out.
Yeah, and I was raised Buddhist, so I mean it's a three-part trifecta.
Really? Oh, wonderful.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so I don't know. That's just so cool.
That is. It's beautiful. It's beautiful.
Awesome. Cool, you guys. Well, I don't have anything else. Do you guys have any other questions or anything?
No, not at all.
No,
Cool.
I think we're good. This is a really good first session. Natalie, thank you for your time. It was very nice meeting you.
Thank you. Likewise.
Yeah,
thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Natalie. You have an amazing night. And Ellen, you have an amazing night too. And I'll talk to you guys soon, okay?
Sounds great. Thanks.
All right.
Good night.
Take care. See ya.
Bye.